Your next phone is going to cost more, and it's not because it has a better camera or a faster chip. It's because somewhere in a windowless building, an AI data center is hoarding the same memory chips your phone needs. In 2026, smartphone prices jumped nearly 7%, shipments dropped, and some budget phones quietly went backwards in specs, all because of AI. Let's decode what's actually happening. The story starts with one component, DRAM, Dynamic Random Access Memory. It's the chip that lets your phone multitask, run apps smoothly, and keep your operating system from stuttering. But that exact same type of memory is also the critical ingredient inside AI data centers. Every GPU that trains a model like ChatGPT or Gemini needs massive amounts of high bandwidth memory. And here's the problem. Only 3 companies on Earth make it: Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron. When NVIDIA shows up with billions of dollars to lock up memory supply through 2027, phone makers get pushed to the back of the line. Follow the money, and it becomes obvious. Samsung earns roughly 60% margins on the high-bandwidth memory it sells to AI companies, compared to about 40% on the standard memory that goes into your phone. If you ran a chip factory, which customer would you prioritize? By 2026, AI consumes over 20% of global DRAM wafer capacity. The 3 memory makers have maxed out their current facilities. Every wafer allocated to an AI GPU stack is a wafer denied to the phone in your pocket. DRAM prices surged 30% in late 2025, then climbed another 20% into early 2026. And that cost flows straight downstream. Counterpoint Research projects the average smartphone price will jump 6.9% in 2026, nearly double what analysts predicted just months earlier. But the pain isn't spread evenly. Flagship phones from Apple and Samsung have enough profit margin to absorb some of the hit. Budget phones don't. Production costs for sub-$200 phones jumped 20 to 30%. For mid-range devices, 10 to 15%. Gartner's projection is even starker. Smartphone prices up 13% versus 2025 once the full memory surge plays out. And some analysts warn the sub-$500 laptop could disappear entirely by 2028. But here's the part that's truly sneaky. Some manufacturers aren't raising prices at all. They're giving you less phone for the same money. The industry calls it shrinkflation. Budget smartphones that had finally graduated to 8 gigabytes of RAM are quietly dropping back to 4. Camera modules are being downgraded. Display panels are getting cheaper replacements. Even audio components are being swapped for lower-cost parts. The phone looks identical. The price looks the same. But the specs have gone backwards. If you're shopping in 2026, don't compare prices. Compare spec sheets. 2 phones at the same price may no longer be the same product. And here's the cruel irony. Phone makers are marketing AI features as the reason to upgrade. AI photo editing, AI-powered notes, smart summarization. But most of these features actually run on cloud servers, not on the device itself. Turn off the internet and the magic eraser stops working. So you're paying more for a phone that costs more because of AI chip demand, being marketed with AI features that mostly don't use the hardware you're paying extra for. The AI is in the data center eating your phone's components and in the marketing telling you it's a feature. The winners are clear. The memory makers are posting record profits. Samsung's semiconductor division, SK Hynix, and Micron have all reported surging revenue because AI companies pay a premium and sign contracts years in advance. Apple and Samsung's phone divisions can absorb the hit. They have brand power, premium pricing, and the margins to weather it. The losers are the mid-range and budget brands, Chinese manufacturers like Xiaomi, Realme, and Oppo, who compete on price. They're caught between rising costs they can't absorb and consumers who won't accept higher prices. And ultimately, the biggest loser is you, the consumer who just wants a good phone at a fair price. When does it end? Not soon. Chip makers say new memory fabrication capacity won't come online meaningfully until 2027 at the earliest. And even that depends on AI demand not accelerating further. The practical takeaway: if you need a phone, buying sooner beats waiting. Because prices are still climbing and specs are still shrinking. If you can hold on to your current device, do it. And when you do upgrade, compare the actual RAM, storage, camera, and display against the model it replaces, because in 2026, the sticker price alone tells you nothing.